I don't think anybody necessarily like raises their hand and they're like, I would love to learn about my trauma today. I was walking around in my living room cleaning while I was listening to this podcast, and Lee, who I'd never heard of before, was talking about if you decide to leave corporate America and start your own business, unless you work on getting your stuff right, you're going to be the worst boss to yourself that you've ever had.
Jenae was doing something really cool with an organization called Hustle 2.0 and really bringing trauma-informed practices into a population of people who normally are not cared about. We got on a Zoom chat, and I think we initially planned to talk for like 15 minutes, and an hour later we were both like, we gotta go, and also, can we talk again? But I remember getting off the Zoom call and going to my husband and saying, oh, if she's not part of it, I'm gonna be so sad, because how much she cared about people in general and how much she cared about the person sitting in front of her.
TRIPS is a trauma-informed psychologically safe certificate. I felt like it was something that I could take on while I was working. It was unlike any other program that I've been a part of. I've always been like the star student, like a gold star person in general. This program, while it has certain qualifications that you meet in order to get your certificate, you do it in a manner that works best for you. And that amount of flexibility was something that I wasn't used to, and it also allowed me to really embrace the program in a way that I don't think I would have if there was more firm structure around it that felt more like stale curriculum. Bad things or undesirable things happen regularly, and we can't necessarily control all of them. Being able to, first off, release a bit of that control is so helpful. And also to know that although those things are going to come, I have more coping skills and mechanisms to be able to handle it so it doesn't wreck me. That's one of the most powerful things that I've taken from the program. My friendships are stronger. My relationship with my mom is a lot stronger. The program helped me become a better friend to myself. And that was something that I didn't know that I wanted, but it was like desperately something that I needed. I think I've always known that there were maybe some past painful experiences that I had that were still continuing to affect me. It's been so worth it to start to uncover those and recognize where those patterns have shown up and then start to make different decisions.
Just to watch her come home to herself, to watch her really learn who she was and reconnect with the values that she held most dear, and to care about herself as much as she cared about everybody else was such an honor to be a part of. When I thought about, well, who would take over teacher training? Jenae was the first person that popped into my head.
I always wanted to kind of force becoming a business owner for myself. I thought that that was absolutely my path. And there was this moment where it was like, actually, I think I can do this a different way. And Lee was like, I actually think that I have a really good idea of how this could possibly work. And that's when we started talking about an opportunity where I could help teach some of the curriculum. And it's been amazing to be able to see even more behind the scenes of how the Institute of Trauma and Psychological Safety operates, how the principles that Lee taught me happens on a day-to-day basis with all of her employees. For me, joining the program was one of the best decisions that I've made in my life. I was a little bit nervous, but I knew that I was meant for more and that there were more things that I may have to set down and set to the side and say, the things that happened to me in my past do not have to dictate the rest of my life. And that if anyone listening to this also feels the same, that this is a great opportunity to check out, and I really invite you to come join us and see what we're all about.